Well, in any case, no, people keep looking at me askance when I say that I actually kind of thought Kansas was neat when I drove through there.
Understandably so.
Well, because it was a vast open plain where you could just see ominous storm clouds on the horizon in every direction for like thousands of miles, and you could also see the Milky Way at night because there's nothing there. And it was just novel to be driving through dead center of the country and to see the humble abode that spawned President Eisenhower.
Also the band Kansas.
They didn't grow up in the same humble abode as Eisenhower. That'd be fucking weird.
That would be interesting.
It would be
what kind
very
of fucking
deep.
upbringing did they have, you know? But, you know, Kansas, right? Like, how often do you drive through Kansas?
If you
Fucking
live there,
never.
presumably all the time.
Yeah.
And their state highway signs are pictures of sunflowers for some reason. So it's like, what's going on in this place? What is this? Crazy land? Although, ironically, I spent like 2 or 3 days driving all the way across Kansas, didn't see a single God-loving sunflower, and then almost the exact millisecond I crossed into Colorado, sunflowers everywhere. It was just, the roads were lined with them. I'm like, what in the fuck? Did they like, did Kansas harvest all of them for some nefarious end?
There were too many, and they were considered invasive species, and you get like a tax break for destroying them.
Yeah, they're
But
like
not
the
in
fucking,
Colorado, like right
like-
at the state line. They're allowed to live.
they're like possums in New Zealand, where like you get encouraged
Yeah.
to fucking destroy them.
Yeah.
Like some humble Kansas farmer rises with the dawn to start his day, and he's like calling for his wife. He's like, Mildred, come out here. Where's my breakfast? And then like, you know, I don't know what a Kansas accent would sound like, but then like Mildred, and then he opens like the door to some like pantry or whatever, and there she is, like some kind of Gygrass horror. She's been assimilated by sunflowers. The whole room is sunflowers, and she's just like kind of covered in a patina of sunflower pollen, and like, but there's like, her mouth opens up real wide, and it's just like a bed of those sunflower seeds growing in there. Like it's too late.
I was gonna say,
She's
yeah,
already...
that she like opens her mouth to speak, and they just pour out
yeah, that works
far
too.
more than could have just simply been held in her mouth.
Guys,
it's
I just
like-
want to
it's
say,
like-
I haven't played this game before, so I'm surprised I'm going this far this well. So
God, no one cares. Okay, so like her voice is so loud, it's like a whale that you're like right next to. It's like, but it's like more threatening. It's not like a gentle, happy whale song. It's like a deafening sound of a slain god. You know what I mean? And there's also like, of course, there's ambient cicada sounds. You know,
Right.
Oh,
from
yeah,
somewhere.
yeah,
And
that
the farmer
rattling.
clasps his ears, and he's like doubled over with agony, and he's like crying. A man, hardened man, a life of farming, and he's a guy who doesn't cry often, but this is one of the times he has to cry.
And he is just weeping uncontrollably.
No! He can't even hear that in his own head because of the fucking deafening roar. He tries to slam the door shut, but it doesn't go. It's like wham! And then like the door, like as soon as the door like hits the close position on the frame, like rockets back out like twice as hard, and there's just like, you know, sunflower pods or something, just like scooching their way out the door, like wubble, wubble, wubble. They're coming for him. And he's like, oh fuck, and he's like running away, and he can't get out, and he needs to find his son, and there's nothing he can do. It's
You know,
the
I
sunflower
was just
state.
about to say something about little tiny ones, like no eyes. It's like just the mouth. They're just like
Where's my
poking up, tearing up out of the carpet, and intrinsically he like recognizes something on it that identifies it as his son.
Like he finally
Or
he
as
manages
his
to get
kids in general.
he gets out the front door, and like the sky, it's like black and green clouds, you know what I mean, and it's just like blustery winds full of sunflower evidence, whatever you want to interpret that as, and like some ranch hand comes running up. It's like, Mr. Marston, we got a problem. You think I don't fucking know we got a problem? Where's my son? and then he just hears, help me, daddy. Help me. Like, yeah, the kid he found before, it was like his 3 daughters, and they're all like kind of fused together into one sunflower being, and he runs across the fields like leaping over clods and ditches, and like a dog is barking at something, and then you hear, "Arf!" You know, like it's just bedlam all around, and he scoops up his son, and he seems fine, and they run, and like the ranch hand's like trying to get in the pickup truck, the dusty old rambling pickup truck, but like as soon as he turns it on, like he drives 1 foot and collapses into like a sinkhole where there's a bunch of sunflowers waiting for him.
What
Feel free to contribute. I feel like I'm sort of monopolizing it.
Oh yeah, well, I was going to add in as he's running with he's got his kid under his arms. The child's exhausted and collapsed, so he's running with him, under his arms like football style, and then like a bunch of vines just like start spilling out of his mouth and root into the ground just instantly. Just yank him right out of the farmer's arms, and then lift up higher and higher, and then the kid like legs splayed into the air. He just splits open like a pod of some sort, and there's just a sunflower inside.
I was getting too in the zone
dark,
that
dude.
I had no idea how to...
Oh, I'm taking this to dark places.
I mean, I was going to say, like, the farmer running football styles, because in his youth, he was the football star of the local town, right? Like, he was the football star. He was the oldest of, like, 5 sons. And, like, that's how he met his wife. Like, the wife was in the stands cheering him on, and they got married and had their kids and settled down and started farming. And, there were whispers of the, sunflower crisis, but no one took it seriously. Times were good. It was the economic boom years, it was like the 50s. And now he's running, and it's like the intercut back and forth between the day of his greatest triumph, him winning the state championship or the pennant or whatever the fuck, running across the field. It's like him running alone. He's like breaking away from the team, and he's like way far away from the pursuing linebackers or whatever. He's got the football and he's running, and it cuts back to the like current situation where he's running away from his life. His life has been consumed by sunflowers, and he's running with his boy. And he's running with his boy.
I was to say he's running really far away from his team in like the past, but then in the future, like so it's like kind of got that cool dynamic shot where it shows like in the past, like everybody's really far behind him, but in the future now he's older and he's a lot weaker. He's not as strong as he used to be, and the sunflowers are gaining on him. So it's just
he's summoning the strength to get away. But like the thing is, when he retells the story, it's like subjectively it felt like the end zone was 1,000 miles away, but now salvation actually is thousands of miles away, and he must know at some point he can't possibly run far enough. He has to just try to get away from the sunflowers today and hope that a miracle saves them. And then when they rest, like when he puts the kid down, the kid's okay. He's like, "Daddy, where's Mom?" He's like, "Shh, no, she's fine. She's fine. She's just get in the car." And he looks back at the pit where the car has been inhumed, But then, like, he notices when he hugs the boy that there's a small green sort of laceration right around his neck, and there's like yellow shit in there, and he knows he needs the medicine now or it's too late. Anyway, that's how the governor ended up instituting that sunflower weeding policy. So, like, someone sent a letter to the governor, and when they weren't busy stealing tax money, they said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna create some jobs and have anti-sunflower." And now it's no big deal. You just have to walk along the side of the highway with a weed whacker, and simple job. You just have to let it.
Now we can cut back to what I was going to start with before you went on this whole fucking
minutes
tangent.
ago.
I was just going to say, like the daily scene of people wandering into. Sort of like a recycling plant, but they've just got huge trash bags full of stalks and heads of sunflowers, and they put them on a scale, and some dingy dude chain smoking looks at the readout on the scale, and he just kind of like nods and writes a check.
Oh, that dingy dude is the farmer.
And they push
Years
it.
later.
They just push the bags into an incinerator.
Well, gracefully.
That's what they call, and that's why they call it seeding Kansas.